What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Loki finale video. This is just a short video here discussing just whose castle that is at the end of the last episode. And it's short because, well, I'm going to be spending my evening watching England in the Euro 2021 or 2020 final, whatever they're calling it. And yes, I really hope they win, but probably the majority of you are probably going to watch this after the final and will be roasting me, which, hey, bring it on. We're English and everyone hates us anyway. Now, last episode we had a cliffhanger as Goliath was defeated by Sylvie and Loki, and we see a huge castle who is, well, seemingly the occupant of that castle is behind the TVA, the sacred timeline, and this entire charade. But who is behind it and whose castle is that? Well, let's take a look at some of the best theories you have mentioned on my video and also on my TikTok theory as well. I will lead with my initial thought, which was after watching the episode, I talked in my video about how it could be Doctor Doom. At the start of the show, when my mind was blown when they talked about a multiverse war that broke reality and the multiverse collapsed down into one sacred timeline. Well, as a huge fan of the multiversal Secret Wars, not the original Secret Wars, my first thought was of incursions and a Doctor Doom creating a single new reality like he did as the God Emperor. I further thought of Doctor Doom when we saw a world of multiple Lokis, reminding me of the Thor core, and also the fake timekeepers made me think of Doombots. I said in previous videos how this could be Doom, but added the caveat that it is incredibly unlikely. But this castle, one, it looks incredibly like Doom's usual castle in Latveria, but it also looks identical to the castle Doom had in Secret Wars. It would be interesting if Doctor Doom had done all of this, taken Sue Storm, wiped out Reed Richards, explaining why they've not been in the MCU, and he prunes timelines that would get in his way. However, many of you have pointed out that this could be someone else. Others have said that it could be Castle Limbo. Now, Castle Limbo was in temporal limbo, a space outside of time ruled by Immortus. Yes, admittedly this does fit the narrative, as this castle was in a place out of time, and Immortus is another world version of Kang the Conqueror. Seeing Immortus before Kang appearing in Ant-Man Quantumania does work very well. Kang was referenced in the last episode, with Quang Industries being a company run by a version of Kang, Nathaniel Richards, when he was split up, and yeah, Kang's history is unnecessarily complicated. And also Goliath was the villain that threatened the area of Kang's empire. So if Kang's empire is on this weird little rock thing next to the sacred timeline, it does line up and is a very, very plausible theory. Now, there is someone else who could own this castle. Well, there's someone we haven't seen appear yet in the show despite being in the trailer, and that is King Loki. Many in my comments on YouTube and TikTok were concerned that this could simply be a variant of Loki behind all of this, which in my opinion would be a gigantic letdown. Just like Agatha being behind it all along was a good song, it was interesting, but it was a bit boring considering what we could have got. King Loki isn't really something I care about. It would fit with the MCU and Loki on his journey of redemption, and changing would fit with the show having to slay an ultimate evil version of himself. Now, a few people have raised that it could be the House of Ideas. It is the centre point of the universe of, well, everything. On that topic, it could also be the Nexus of Realities, considering Nexus events are key in the show and referenced in WandaVision. Now, my opinion, Doom makes sense. Kang makes sense. King Loki also, unfortunately, does make sense. So I'd love to hear what you think down below on this, and what are your predictions and thoughts going in to the finale. I will be back tomorrow for a Rick and Morty episode breakdown. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.